guys, welcome to Clockwork Noodles. Thank you for joining me for another breakdown of Golden Kamuy Season 4, Episode 11. 2 episodes to go now till we have the end of the season. It means something big's gonna happen, or they're gonna leave it on a cliffhanger. Normally I'm angry about this, but for some reason I just seem really up for it. I'm totally game if they want to drop me in with a cliffhanger. Over in the UK right now, it is hot. Oh my god, I'm so hot. It's horrible. Abnormally warm. There's no air conditioning. Some of you guys are from the States. I will tell you how hot it is and you guys don't understand it's hot when you don't have air conditioning. It is apparently 80 Fahrenheit. Bear with me. But welcome to the channel. 2 weeks time now, you are going to get my end of season review where I'm going to go through top 3 anime of the season for me, all of my favourite awards. Can't wait to do that. Also go check out the summer review where I've gone through the summer season of the new animes coming our way, the things I'm going to break down and what you guys can look forward to on Clockwork Noodles next season. I hope you guys find that interesting. Let's get going. I did think it was a bit brazen for Ogata to just be out in the open. He's wearing that uniform. I know last week I theorised that it's actually possible that Ogata isn't a traitor, or he's still loyal to Tsurumi but acting as a double agent, because I thought it was a bit bold for him to be walking around. Clearly he's not worried about being seen. There's the line earlier in the sequence, I thought I heard my dead comrade's voice, which is weird because I don't think they think that Ogata is dead. They know Ogata is still alive. He just ran off into the wilderness. I do have this theory that he is on Tsurumi's side, but as a double agent, so maybe it's been planned out from the start. The other guys are supposed to believe that he has betrayed them, and that's part of the point. Weirded out by this guy, so I thought it was pirate in disguise. It's not. Otherwise I would have been very sad about the voice actor because I expected what I got with pirate essentially. That voice suited him a lot better. This guy though. Now this guy is weird because I don't know if he's another prisoner because he's got the face tattoos, but we don't see the rest of him. And it's weird when it comes to Golden Kamuy, it is just a normal day in the park when someone is asking someone to strip. We don't know who's got the body tattoos because they don't go up to your arms or anything. Anybody ever offers you guys any candy looking like this, or something that tastes better than candy? Walk away. Clockwork Noodles fact: caring for my noodlings. Don't follow weird guys. The next sequence was hilarious because the guy gets angry about how cheap the guy was offering to see his nips. That's your priority right now. Your priority is how cheap he's offering for your nips and you think they're worth more. Power to you if you think your nips are worth more than a few coins. The thing that got me was Sugimoto was asking this in front of kids. Golden Kamuy. For us, normality is just men stripping constantly. Sometimes it's refreshing. It's refreshing to have men stripping in an anime, guys. The It reference absolutely cracked me up. I just was not expecting this. Absolutely brilliant because Shiraishi had just been punched in the face and he had the red nose. I was just expecting him to turn around and go, "Hello, Georgie." So we all float too, I guess, Shiraishi. That was great. I can imagine there's a lot more references I'm not getting. I also thought there was a Godfather reference earlier in the anime too. I've only really seen one Godfather movie and I don't remember much about it because I think I was very preoccupied at the time, so it was on in the background. The tattoos on the guy's face really did somehow remind me of Post Malone. I do wonder if this guy is working with Pirate, but we haven't seen the two in the same frames yet. It's interesting because he could still have the tattoos all over his body. For Pirate having another friend with weird tattoos on his face, which definitely stand out, so people start circulating that there's a guy over there with weird tattoos, it pulls people away from him, which I think is actually very clever, but I don't know if that's the kind of thing he would think about. Pirate's real VA is absolutely amazing. I think it really suits him, but he does seem to be tracking the rest of the gold. Now, if we remember, he salvaged the gold that went down in Wilk's boat, but there's more gold somewhere else. I do want to know what he did with the gold that he salvaged. I guess we won't know at the moment, but it does seem that Pirate is a One Piece fan. He too wants to become the Pirate King. Maybe we will actually find the One Piece in Golden Kamuy. Maybe it's possible he will become the Pirate King long before Luffy ever does. It is possible. Especially with the fact that Golden Kamuy is actually finished when it comes to manga. But they are very lucky or unlucky for the rest of the people on the board that Pirate has chosen this ship in particular, to actually attack. Well, Bug. It seemed like he was only really going for the money in the postal service because he's obviously stealing money for his big old kingdom of pirates. It does actually put all of our characters in the same place at the same time. It does seem to happen a lot in Golden Kamuy. There's a lot of very coincidental meetings in the anime, which sometimes feel a little bit scripted. I absolutely love the guitar riff at this point because it really feels like a western. With Pirate, I do get a bit more of a shift, running against the law, lawless, dashing pirate who wants to become the king of his own world. Refreshing change for the soundtrack, I think. It was great. I thought the soundtrack at this point was really, really nice. For some reason, it was weird to me when he knew Shiraishi, but obviously he knows Shiraishi because they were in prison together. I don't know why, that was really weird for me. But yeah, of course, everyone kind of knows Shiraishi. He's just a person that you know. He reminds me of the person that everybody knows. He's often known more for the rumours that spread or his antics rather than people actually knowing the guy because he's weird, but you enjoy talking about his stories. Sums up Shiraishi as a whole because I think at times he even irritates Sugimoto. The Golden Kamuy tradition is always shenanigans, accidental reasons why characters actually start working together because it ends up with them working with Pirate but not trying to prove that they're not working with Pirate. They actually try to defend themselves by throwing the guy over the boat, which works for Pirate as well. In a way, indirectly, they end up serving his purposes, trying to not be on his side. It's really weird. It's clever, and it does seem like he's actually quite willing to help them if they're obviously going to help him. But I have completely forgotten about the whole Jack the Ripper thing. Is this really the same guy who's going around murdering, or is it not the other guy who has the tattoos? Scene, which I thought was the Godfather reference. The bit where the guy drops the hint that it's possible that the tattoos won't actually help. He didn't want to strip the guy of his skin because it was pointless. He didn't actually need them. Interesting, but I also wonder if that guy at the time knew about the whole thing that Wilk had done with Asirapa. So is it possible that he believed that they were pointless because Wilk was dead? He maybe thought he was the only person who could read them. I don't know how well known Asirapa's actual presence is, apart from Leaky Brain and Chikata, who both know of her. It would be interesting to see how well known her presence is. It's a possibility it's been mentioned in the anime and I've completely forgotten. At some point, once the whole thing's finished airing, I would love to do a proper marathon of Golden Kamuy. With all the gaps with the seasons, and it's a very heavy plot. There's a lot of characters involved. There's a lot of names involved. The plot gets very complicated. I would like to just watch it back to back so everything is fresh in my mind. And I bet I would have a different outcome with the anime because things would probably line up a bit better. Or I would get it the second time round. Or maybe I'd see something at the start which has relevance a bit later on as well. I actually did know that postal workers carried guns with them in case that someone tries to rob them because they carry money. So they just prepare by having the gun on them. Vasily was having a great day until he ends up getting cut away. Pirate does his really awesome trick with the boats. Vasily's boat, which is being chugged along behind the actual main ship, ends up being dislodged and broken away. He was only really using them as bait. Having them a little bit further ahead and actually not be trailing them as obviously could work in his favour, but it would seem for now Vasily is not with the main group. Pirate living up to his name. I really enjoyed this next sequence of seeing him handling the boat, being able to crack into the other one, hitting it in the wheel because obviously that disables it. Impressive to see him in action. I also loved the fact that he was just swinging an anchor around like it's nothing. He's a really cool character. He's definitely a character who's got a lot of swag, attitude, and I really like the look for him. I like his voice actor. It's the whole thing about the Jack the Ripper thing that is really making it difficult to sit with him right now. I think it was the same guy because I'm pretty sure we saw the face or the eyebrows. Maybe he can explain himself. I am still not convinced about the tattoos being worthless. The sequence as well is quite nice because I think Pirate went with the intention of bargaining and then his plan doesn't actually work out. No, it would be funny if we did all of the effort with the tattoos, fighting and grabbing all these tattoos, and the tattoos ended up being worthless, but it does seem that Asirapa has remembered something. Whether it is the tattoos that are going to help her find the gold or whether it's actually more that song and something in her memories that she's maybe repressed. Maybe it's not even attached to the tattoos. It could be a possibility. Up until this point, I've not really understood the way that the patterns on the tattoos work because they seem to be going in circles. I don't quite know how, in general, obviously there's words written. I don't know how that would line up to a place on a map. And there are some real life gold stories where people have hidden golds in mountains and things. And a lot of the time, even with clearer instructions, can't find the gold because it's very difficult. I still wonder if we're ever actually going to find the gold right at the end. Pirate definitely wants to be the king of the pirates. Maybe call him Jack the Luffy Ripper. I'm not great at editing or anything, you guys may have noticed. If I was better at editing, I would have totally superimposed Pirate's head on the famous image of Blackbeard being on the chopping block. I would have loved having Pirate's face there because he's got such distinct facial hair. I don't think it is the worst dream we've heard of so far. It's very similar again to what we've heard Tsurumi wanting. Tsurumi wants a place for all of his men. Pirate, he just wants a place to belong. And we do get quite a sad fate of the Sugimoto family, which is sad because it's been a very long time since we've actually had any information on Sugimoto. It ends up being the birth of the famous saying, I am immortal, which I think is very, very nice, but it's also sad. I did find it interesting that there's the old wives' tale about the black cat. In this one, they're actually lucky. They're supposed to prevent tuberculosis, which is weird from country to country. Black cats can either be good luck or bad luck. I don't care. If a black cat jumps in my path, I just want to stroke it. So to me, it's good luck because it means I get to say hi to a kitty. If the kitty bites me, that could be bad luck. I didn't think Sugimoto would be the kind of person who would run away from home. So even if his family was telling him to go out, leave us, I knew he would come back. He's just the kind of character who just faces things head on. And that is obviously the birth of the famous line, I am immortal. If anything happens to Sugimoto, I do realise that I am going to be so sad at the end of this because he's such a cool character. He deserves some happiness. He had the loss of his family and then he went into the war, which really damaged him. I just feel like he needs some good luck. Whether Golden Kamuy is capable of happy endings, we've seen a few. We actually saw Tanigaki getting his happy ending, so maybe it's possible that even Sugimoto could have one in there somewhere. I can't actually fathom how Golden Kamuy is going to end yet. It still feels like there's at least a season to go for me to figure out how the hell Golden Kamuy is going to end. Thank you guys, that is my thoughts on this week's episode. I hope you guys are looking after yourselves and you're not as hot as I am. It's just the point where I can't sleep at night at the moment because no air conditioning, and I'm one of those weirdos who likes having a blanket on me regardless. It's just comfort, I guess. I can't do it right now. It's impossible. It's so uncomfortable. I really hope next time I talk to you guys about episode 12, it's going to be cooler over here. Thank you guys so much. Look after yourselves. Have a good day. Bye bye.